NVTS is up over 75% this year, or over 260% just in the past month. In this video, I'm going to be looking at the financials, talking about why the company is up so much in the past month, and if the company is overvalued or not. So Navitas Semiconductor creates semiconductors for electric vehicles, AI data centers, and solar powers. And if you look at their financials, you can see they've been growing really fast, right? Looking at the revenue was just $1 million in 2019, and in 2024, they did $83 million in revenue, right? So they've had great revenue growth, but they're still not profitable as they lost $97 million in 2024. Looking at their balance sheet, they have a great balance sheet with over $100 million in current assets and just $29 million in total liabilities. So while they've had great revenue growth and they have a good balance sheet, it doesn't really make sense just based on that for the company to be valued right now at $1.3 billion, right? If last year their highest year revenue was just $83 million. And so if you look at the stock chart, you can see they were going from about 16 million, 14 million in weekly volume, and it jumped massively in the beginning of May to 420 million shares traded, and then the next week it was 562 million. So the reason for the massive share price increase in May was because Nvidia chose NVTS to help build out the new power systems. These will use 800 volts compared to the traditional 54 volts, which means it'll now be more efficient and need less wiring as it's a higher voltage. This is obviously massive for NVTS as they're now partnering with Nvidia, which is one of the biggest companies in the world at the moment. And when that happened, right, the share price went from, it was at $1.90 and went all the way up to about $7.70. So they had a massive share price increase because people are expecting big things because they're partnering with Nvidia. And that's why the company is currently valued at $1.3 billion. Now, the only problem is they didn't disclose in the deal how much the deal is valued at, right? So we don't know how much they're going to be paid for this deal. So it's really hard to value the deal and figure out how much NVTS should be worth because of this deal. But what's much more important is the partnership with Nvidia itself, as if they do a good job, they'll likely continue getting work from them. And as Nvidia is going to be one of the biggest and fastest growing companies. The problem is with valuing it currently, you can't really do it just because one, right, they're currently not profitable, and two, we don't know how much the deal with Nvidia is worth. But it's more of a gamble assuming that NVTS will do well and Nvidia will keep on hiring them for the future. So I can't really say whether it's undervalued or overvalued, but what's important to look out for is seeing in the future quarter earnings, seeing how much they're getting paid from Nvidia if they're going to talk about it on the earnings call, and seeing in the future, more in like a year or two, if they're going to continue getting more work with Nvidia if they do a good job.